forever and rule forever.
Yeah. Actually, I appreciate it. This is Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Yeah, so just for instance, they call their lands after their own names. This is America's named after Amerigo's Vespucci. Like, you know, Columbia, for instance, that's Christopher Columbus, stuff like that. So they name their cities and their lands after themselves. Washington, you know, like for instance, Jamestown. They always name themselves after things after themselves. Continue.
Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. That's
so,
funny.
Man being in honor. Say that again.
Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish.
Just call them a beast that perish. Now, I wanted to get back to the other precept, well, not precept, the other scripture as well. And I wanted to get down to 10 and 21.
Exodus?
Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 10, verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days.
Okay, so now it's completely dark in Egypt. And you would think that somebody with some sense would be like, you know what? Let me stop. You know, what type of man? And even though Moses is just a man, and the Most High gave him the power, who the fuck? What type of power does he have to be serving for this to happen? And he's still not going to stop. So this is just telling you how prideful these people are. And I know it's going to sound redundant and repetitive, but until you get the message, that's what they're going to do. Because in them days, it's going to be that they're going to be that prideful. They're not going to give a fuck about nothing. It don't matter what you try to do to them, they're going to keep coming. What?
They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings.
So again, so that's just telling you that he's only dealing with one group of people. So the Egyptians and everybody else, they couldn't see a damn thing. They couldn't see anything at all. But yet, the light, which we are, but the children of Israel, they could see. You know, they was able to communicate. They were able to touch each other. And while they are abiding in darkness. These are the slaves, by the way. The so-called slaves. These aren't the people that's ruling. So that just tell you that we rich in spirit. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, go ye, serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. And Moses said, thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God. Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not a hoof be left behind. For thereof must we take to serve the Lord our God, and we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither.
So rather than serving Pharaoh, we doing this, and this is happening so we can come back to the Lord, so we can serve the Most High. So when all these famines and these pestilence and these atrocities happen to us this time around, this is so we can come back and serve the Most High. So it all comes full circle. And I just wanted to get to where he killed the firstborns. Continue, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, because if you think about it, that's how much of a prick Pharaoh was, because all that happened, he started to say his little something to where like, well, y'all can go but leave your cattle. Like, now you ain't got no say so, bro. You better do what we tell you, and that's it. He's still trying to put in something where he's putting some kind of authority in line with. That wasn't the case. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all I want to say.
That thing with the brother was talking about the darkness, so in the scriptures that they felt that darkness. That's how thick the darkness was. So if you had your cell phone in front of your face, you wouldn't be able to see a cell phone. That's actually gonna happen right now, man. There was a comic book, one of my favorite comic books, but his name was Jackie Estacado, was a character, and he dwelt in darkness. But remember, Yahawah was so bad, he dwelt in darkness before the light. So all these deities and demons, you stupid elites, like the brother was saying, the New World Order, the Pope was talking about some, the brother was telling me in Tazawam that they all got together and they said we're gonna have a prayer, right? That's all them different deities. Because all these religions is Satanism. Satanism.
Guess how many nations they had together?
How many nations?
13.
13. You see what I'm saying?
13 different religions.
That was actually an inauguration of all those deities. That's how you know this guy, the kingdom of heaven is next. Because they're calling up all those deities for the final showdown. And what did they say? You told me we're gonna pray against the prophets of doom.
Protect us against the prophets of destruction.
Now, who's the prophets of destruction?
That's us.
That's us. George Bush called us the prophets of doom. So all that prayer, that inauguration, that little council they had, that was actually calling deities to come against us,
and
the righteous man.
Where they do it at?
That was
on ground zero.
Crafty council.
Amongst a bloodshed of sacrifices that they don't sacrifice, and the Pope called it hallowed ground.
Exactly.
So they called that ground where thousands of people, basically they was on a big ass tombstone, big ass graveyard, and they called that a hallowed ground.
And under that 9/11, let me say one more thing. Under that 9/11. Don't you know that under that 9/11 they found bones of our ancestors, of slaves?
That's what I was gonna say.
There's a spirit. 9/11 they found, so that was a fucking sacrifice. Then on top of that, they built the damn building at 1,776 feet high. On May, was it the week of May? Because they tried to do it May 1st, but the Lord wasn't with it. They tried to put the needle to actually have the grand opening May 1st, and it didn't go down like that. So these elites, man, you people are stupid, man. The Pope though, he's over here doing some witchcraft on our people. They're doing sorcery. You can only imagine what was happening in the airplane. His ride over here, you can only imagine what was happening in the White House. A whole bunch of satanic rituals, drinking blood, popping little boys. And the Pope, they know. They go in the back of the church, and guess what? They pray and they bow down to the Lord. Black popes, they know the history. They know the people here are the real Jews, and they're the original, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope. That's our people, man. We ruled all of that shit. We ruled all that shit. The Holy Roman Empire, Constantine and them. So that shit people don't understand. There's a lot of witchcraft and sorcery. And then tonight is the super blood red moon, man. How is it that he comes the same week as the super red blood moon? Is that a coincidence? No, motherfucker. That's actual rituals. We're dealing with serious deities. We're fighting against spiritual wickedness in high places. These people don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. Watch what happens tonight, man. The Sabbath too. Watch what happens tonight and tomorrow. There's gonna be a lot of death out here. A lot of death and destruction is coming to America, man.
To add what the brother was saying about the people don't know what's going on, tomorrow is the day of Oktoberfest, when Oktoberfest starts on the fucking blood moon, man. And then people are gonna be partying and drinking and getting drunk on Oktoberfest, which starts tomorrow over there in Brooklyn. I saw a banner for it, and everywhere else.
Let me say one more thing. That October shit, all that fucking 31st shit, that's a heavy satanic month. First of all, 10 means perfection. That's a heavy satanic month for the elites. Oktoberfest, when people, the brother just told me, a kid walked by with zombie masks on, we was talking about that. Yep. It's a heavy satanic month with the Knights of Templars. But what they did was, they basically, all this banking systems and the banking numbers and account numbers, Wells Fargo, that goes back to the Knights of Templars, man, which was our ancestors. And what they did was King Philip of France, they owed money to them, they was in debt to them, and they sacked them, right? And then they took the Pope, they took the Pope, and they put him against the Pope. And they said, look, man, so he said, look, you, the Pope was a lie. He was all. They basically said that they accused them of, they accused him of wickedness. And what they did was they burned him at the stake. And what the Pope said was this at the stake. He said, look, he said, you're gonna die. He told them, you're gonna die and you're gonna fucking die. When he was at the stake, we were gonna burn him up. And within a year, 6 months, one of them dropped dead, and the other one within a year dropped dead. So all that Knights of Templars, the October 31st Halloween and all that shit, that goes back to the Knights of Templars, man, which happened October 13th, man. Which October 31st. That's where they get the whole Friday the 13th and all that bullshit. So, and then the Hallows Eve, the Druids, the Hills of Terror. They're doing a lot of shit. Yo, this month is gonna be, yo, brothers gotta get on, yo, man, brothers gotta be on point, man. There's gonna be a lot of spirits are gonna be jumping on people. Yo, it's gonna be crazy this month. It's gonna be crazy shit.
And you know what's crazy that I just thought about? Even though the sneaker didn't drop in October, Kanye had a sneaker called the Red Octobers. And that was like 2 years ago. And I just found that a little interesting that I just thought about it. Like, why the fuck are they called the Red Octobers? Like just for instance, that must be a really bloody month, a satanic month, what everybody just said it. Not to mention the sneakers flooded with Horus and Egyptian pyramids on it as well. So that tells you where that goes back to as well. But I wanted to ask you, what happened to the House Speaker yesterday? That kind of
he resigned. He said he's going to resign in October because he said that he didn't. He basically said that there was going to be an insurrection because of because the government was funding the Planned Parenthood, and like some people didn't want to stop funding it and shit. So he basically said that he doesn't want to have to do anything with the insurrection that's going to happen in America. Basically saying that he knows shit about to hit the fan and he don't want to have anything to do with it. So he said he's going to resign. But you know, that just goes to show, like the brother was saying, things is about to start speeding up very quickly, man. Things is about to start, like the Lord said that he's going to hasten in his time, and we are seeing the signs of the times right now. That's why YAHAWASHI told us to watch and to pray, and therefore watch always, man. There's not one instant where something's not happening. And for the fact that the Pope came over here, this was like the first Pope that came over here, I don't know how long. Because like for some reason the popes don't come to America and shit. And he wasn't actually, I was watching it, and he wasn't even supposed to go to Ground Zero. But he said that he was supposed to have his own ceremony somewhere else, and he said that they changed the plans, and he said he wanted to have the ceremony on Ground Zero.
Yo, that goes back to them deities are fucking with the elites, the Rothschilds. God. Them deities are fucking with them. Satan, they're not getting them same responses they used to get when they used to have the inaugurations. They're not getting those same responses. Satan's fucking with them. He's fucking with, he throwing monkey wrench in their shit, man.
And the deceiver and the deceived.
Oh, I got that too. I appreciate. I also wanted to, if I may add, you know, because to September, October stuff, all this wicked stuff going on. With the Illuminati doing all their witchcraft and whatnot. You know what else is going on this weekend is homecoming for Rutgers. So you know all the type of abomination will be happening over the weekend and shit. Rutgers, I think it's tonight or tomorrow night. It started yesterday. So you know it's gonna be a bunch of wickedness going on. You know what I'm saying? And West colleges, that's the breeding, that's the ground, that's where they at least be doing they recruiting from. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's heavy you said that, because the Knights, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. The Knights of Templars, what they did was they accused them of worshiping Baphomet, so to say. That's what they did. And they did what they did. But going back to what you say, that's the Scarlets, right? Isn't
Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knights. Wow.
Scarlet Knights.
Yup.
Red. And
black,
when the Pope is in New York, in the New Jersey area, in the vicinity, yeah, this shit is definitely...
That's spiritual, man. They do things at certain... It's all vibrations, man. They do certain things at certain days.
And it's homecoming.
Homecoming. Like I said, these people don't understand what the fuck is going on. This shit is fucking serious. And that fucking Pope is talking about us. We're the prophets of destruction. Yeah. Who else is prophesying against this place?
That's right.
That motherfucker watched the Pope, man. The Pope. He watching us and he's like, yo, man, them deities are telling him, look, man, pray. That's why I said there's no enchantment against Jacob. These motherfuckers are praying on against us. They're actually praying against deities, man. They have our pictures. They know these motherfuckers here. Look, they know who we are before we know who we are. We don't know who we are. But them deities tell them, it's like they knew YAHAWASHI. When them demons saw YAHAWASHI, they said, it's in my time. And he said, shh, it's not my time, man. Chill out, man.
And the other one with Paul, he said, Paul I know and YAHAWASHI I know, but who are you?
But who are you? So them deities know who we are, bro.
What's your calling?
Them deities know who we are.
Who was the one who tried to kill YAHAWASHI when he was a baby?
Harold.
He knew.
Yep. He knew of the signs. So this thing, brother, I can say in the signs in the heavens, brothers got to stay on point. Tonight, it's going to be a very fucking satanic night for these demons. But it's also the Sabbath. That's deep. The blood moon's tomorrow night.
Right after the Sabbath.
Right after the Sabbath. So that goes to show you, man, yo, brothers, things are going to start happening. People are going to start acting really fucking eerie and shit.
They said that tonight it's an eclipse and a super moon. I mean, the blood moon is an eclipse and a super moon.
And a super moon.
They said that's not supposed to, it's not going to happen until 2033.
33, yup. And that's another number too. 332, that's Skull and Bones number. So
we Lord willing, we ain't going to be here that long.
Brother, we ain't going to be here for that fucking... Yo, you see the days are going by fast? The Most High is speeding up the days, man. Then the Pope is coming out here. That's a big fucking news, man. Yeah. He's prophesying. He's sending prayers against us. Now what's next after the prayers, man? After the seances, it's to make the move. Now it's a blood ritual. Them blood moons go back to 1948, 1967, and 1492. All those were key dates. So now that blood moon goes up, now they have to require a blood sacrifice. That's where the concentration camps and the New World Order comes into play. Because they want to have their fucking New World Order, brother. Now since that's a sign, yo, now they gotta come with it. Now they gotta take action, man.
And in the Jewish calendar, the Jewish French calendar, around this time, I forgot exactly what date. This year, like every 50 years, it's the year of Jubilee for them. It's the year of Jubilee, which means basically everybody gets to their debt, everybody who has a debt, the debt gets paid off and shit. Every 50 years, if you got a debt, then your debt gets completely wiped off. So basically, they're trying to wipe off the blood off their hands, but it ain't gonna happen, man.
And on top of that, they just had their New Year.
out, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
You gotta bring this out.
The brother was saying it's going to be a really demonic night for the demons.
on that
And it's still is the Sabbath, but this the Pope right here wearing a black Sabbath. That's the spirit right there, and that's when he was young. You know what I'm saying?
Just like
and that's him. He was young, and that's him now. That's how you know you gotta be. Yeah. That's how you gotta be satanic.
Just like it says Jeremiah 1st chapter, I knew ye before you formed in the belly. These motherfucking deities know who's who before they're born. Them deities tell them, this is the guy right here, Obama's Nimrod, this guy's that guy. They tell the deities, tell them. So it was predestined for him to do that, man. It was predestined. He knows who he is. The Pope knows who he is, man. Look, he's telling you right there. These motherfuckers are satanic, man.
Read the scripture though?
Yeah, you had to preach that, bro.
Yeah. Like the brothers talk, I was hoping like the spirit stayed with it, but like I wanted to bring this out because when this Pope come here, this was like a big thing, you know what I'm saying? This is big news. Because also, I don't know if brothers mentioned it, this is also the first Pope that ever addressed the UN. Now what's the UN about? Who's not part of the UN? Us. He went to address the UN. Why? Because we got like the brother said, they gotta start getting things in motion. This is the end. You know what I'm saying? But I want to bring this out. The book of Revelation, chapter 16, I start 13.